Okay, what I have here is a crown that I'm trying to mount in a rack. The problem with this rack, and this is why I probably should find a different one, is that this is not a rack with threaded rails in it. I have to put bolts on it. But you can see with the design of this rack, that space just is not working for me. And I did find a method where I could finally get them in there, and I'll demonstrate it. But you can see I can't even reach it with my hand. So I've got a few more to put in, and I'll demonstrate on this side how I managed to figure out how to do this. This is absurd, but there is always a way. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get a washer and a screw. So I'm going to fit it through that hole down there, and then I'm going to use this board to keep the screw up. So I have to have the thing face down. There's lots of things that it's not a good surface to be, it's not good to be laying a machine like this. So I've got it propped up on things. So I'm going to work this screw in here. Okay, there's a little bit of aluminum spacer in there that I have to get in there. And I'm going to slide this foam piece back, but I need both hands. All right, I got the screw sitting in there. I got the foam piece holding it in. Now, the first thing I do is I need to get a backside washer on it. Ideally, it would be a lock nut, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use a flat washer. And this is going to make it easier because the bolts, see how big those holes are? Those bolts aren't that much bigger. So I got this little rod here I'm using, and it's looks like that on one end, and it's just a little hook on the other. But I'm gonna get the washer down there by just threading it on this pole. I can't tell how this phone focuses. Technology. Okay, so I rest it on the thing, and then I just drop the washer on it. That one didn't land perfectly. Yeah, there we go. Now that that's down there, the end of my wrench, I have a socket wrench, it's got this really, I don't know why this phone refuses to focus where I want it to. I don't know why, there we go. I got this super aggressive double-sided sticky tape. This stuff is nasty, and I had to kind of touch it a lot to get it to not be so aggressive. And right now I'm going to use that to hold a nut on the end, like this. Center it a bit more. So I'm fumbling around because I usually have both hands. I'm not holding a phone. And then I'm going to reach it down there, and the phone's not going to focus. There we go. And then just turn it like this. And I'm going to turn it on enough that I can pull it out. Okay, now it's just a matter of tightening all those up. And I can just take this tape off and just tighten everything up. And I just got 3 more to do. And I can have that thing mounted and back in business and focus. And I've got another machine out in the garage that I'll need to set up, and I think I'm going to buy a completely different rack because this is stupid. This thing's horrible. Thankfully, I don't have to do it once, or I only have to break it down when I take it in for service. That's the only time I would need to take it out. But since I have to do this on with myself, I don't have any help. I've got to find a better solution. Okay, now that I got them all in, I'm going to peel this crap off and just dispose of it. Yeah, I wanted to say more about this goo. This stuff came as a roll like this with a cable management kit. where it had these plastic channels that you would stick to underneath your table with this stuff. Well, I applied it to one of my tables that I later wanted to remove, and I regretted it because I could not remove it. This stuff, when it settled in, was impossible to remove. This is like, it just turned into this, yeah, look at this. It's very tough, very stretchy, and very, very sticky. Like I say, when I put this on here, I touched it a lot to make sure I got a lot of oil and dirt on it, just so that I could hopefully remove it when I was done. Anyway, so now that that's off of there, I can go ahead and finish tightening all these bolts down and getting this machine back in service. There's the other one over there. It's going to go for service next. But you can see on its rack, it's just a freestanding metal bar, but it's threaded. And I don't have to do anything. In fact, this metal bar could be mounted inside of a wood box, and it would be really easy to remove and put the machine back. Wish I had metal bars like that for this machine, but actually I wish I had a really nice case to put it in, but there's some cases out there I'm looking at, maybe a better, I'm okay with the freestanding rack, just make sure that the rails are threaded, because this is ridiculous. Anyway, enough on that. Well, there it is, finally back in use. So you see why I don't mind the rack. The color looks nice. It's just a pain in the butt to work with. Yeah, so again, if you ever use racks for anything, just find the threaded ones. The ones over here, they're threaded with 1032 screws. You could use a metric system, I'm sure, just as long as you're consistent with the screw type. But yeah, anyway, that's enough for now. Maybe I'll do another video on tape machines. We'll see.